بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. We have two more points to mention and complete the discussion about istishab, and actually by finishing the discussion about istishab we finish usul amaliyah. Point 4, تقدم الأصل السببي على المسببي. The principle of istishab can be implemented in two levels, at the level of sabab or at the level of musabbab, at the level of cause or what is caused, the effect. Ulama of usul say we give preference to the implementation at the level of the cause, which is more important because that's the foundation. تقدم الأصل السببي على المسبب means على الأصل المسبب. So if you can apply at the same time istishab either in the cause or in the caused, you should apply it in the level of cause. إذا كان في المقام أصلان متعارضان, when in a case, in a context that you are dealing with, there are two conflicting principles, but these are not totally separate. They conflict, but غير أن الشك في أحدهما مسبب عن الشك في الآخر. But the doubt with respect to one of them is caused by the doubt in the other. So one is the root. One doubt is the root, is the cause for the other doubt. Let us give you an example. مثلا إذا كان في إناء ماء قليل or ماء قليل مستصحب الطهارة. You have an إناء means container. You have a container, there is little water, not core, not abundant water, there is little water in that إناء مستصحب الطهارة, and you have assumed that still it is tahir. So it used to be tahir, now you have doubt. You say, this water, I suppose that it still is tahir because I know the previous condition, it was tahara. I bring tahara to the current situation. And we have another thing, وَثَوْبٌ مُتَنَجِّسٌ قَطْعًا. And there is a clothes which is certainly known to be najis, but now I have doubt. Why? Because with the same water I washed it. If that water is still tahir, it has made this also tahir. If that water is najis, it has remained najis. The dress also remains najis. Okay? فَغُسِلَ الثَّوْبُ بِهَذَا الْمَاءِ. The dress is washed with this water. فَهُنَا يَجْرِي بَعْدَ الْغَسْلِ اسْتِصْحَابًا. So after washing with the same water, the clothes, there are two istishab, two options. We have to choose one of them. استصحاب بقاء طهارة الماء, to assume that the tahara of the water is remaining. Which water? The same water الذي به غسل الثوب النجس, the same water by which we washed najis clothes.
Shaykhna, it's not the water after ghusl. You mean the water before ghusl,
Yeah.
not after.
Yeah. Yes. ومقتضاه طهارة الثوب. If you do istisab for tahara of water, the result is that the clothes also has become tahir. ومقتضاه طهارة الثوب المغسول به. B. استصحاب نجاسة الثوب. The second option is to go to the musabbab, to go to the level of the dress and say this dress was najis and I assume it is najis. I assume that washing it with this water has not changed the situation. Yeah? استصحاب نجاسة الثوب وبقائها حتى بعد الغسل. And najasa is remaining even after washing. Okay, so when we have two possibilities like this, ulama say we should give preference to the istishab with respect to sabab, means tahara of water. Okay, so first clarify what is the position about water. After that, the position with respect to the clothes will be automatically clarified. وعندئذ يقدم الاستصحاب الأول على الاستصحاب الثاني. Why? لأن الشك في بقاء النجاسة في الثوب, because your doubt in continuity of najasa in the clothes after washing بعد الغسل ناشئ. This shak is originated, is caused from what? From your doubt about water. ناشئ عن الشك في طهارة الماء الذي غسل به. You have doubt about tahara of the water by which your clothes was washed. فإذا تعبدنا الشارع ببقاء طهارة الماء ظاهرا, when تعبدنا الشارع, when Shari asks us to be obedient, or when we are obedient to the Shari, by assuming that the cleanliness of water remains, even if it is hukm al-zahiri, because we cannot say by Allah this water is clean, but at least we can do istisab. If we assume practically zahiri, as a hukm al-zahiri, that this is tahir, yakunu ma'na, its meaning would be tartibu ما للماء الطاهر الواقعي من الآثار على مستصحب الطهارة. Whatever asar, whatever effects real tahir ma has, should be now given to water which is not really water, tahir, but hukm al-zahiri says it is tahir. For your practical measures, it doesn't make difference whether this is by istishab tahir or you know it is tahir. Yeah? Because istishab establishes for you what is the religious judgment about this case. وَمِن جُمْلَةِ آثَارِهِ, one of the effects of something which is tahir is that if you wash a clothes with this, it will become tahir. Taharatu thawb al-maghsula bih. Any water which is judged to be tahir, you can wash najis dress with it and it becomes clean. فَالتَّعَبُّدُ بِبَقَاءِ الْأَصْلِ السَّبَبِي يَرْفَعُ الشَّكْ فِي جَانِبِ الْأَصْلِ الْمُسَبَّبِ. So, when you do ta'abbud, means you assume as an act of obedience, you assume, you suppose that the istishab with respect to the sabab is continuing, this would remove the doubt about aslam musabbabi. What does it mean? It means that the najasa, dirtiness, ritual dirtiness of the clothes would be removed. You would no longer have doubt about najasa of the clothes because you assumed that water by which the clothes was washed is tahir. Yes.
In this country, when we go for dry cleaning,
For?
when you go for dry cleaning, they don't use water, they use chemical to put clothes in there. So if the clothes are dirty, then it cannot be clean, isn't it?
If something is najis, without water cannot be washed. It's a clothes.
Any liquid.
Pardon?
Any liquid. It's can't be the najasa part.
Only
Just
water. Only water can clean a dress. Because some of the najasat can be removed by other things, but the dress only can be clean unless maybe in some cases of taba'iyya maybe, but not something like chemicals and this type of things. Okay.
Supposing you put chemicals in the water is could clean the clothes.
If it becomes muzaf is a problem.
If it doesn't become muzaf, it's still
It's okay.
smell is same.
Yeah, if it is still considered as ma'i mutlaq,
Ah,
pure water, that's fine. There is another account. To explain why we give preference to the principle which is about the cause, al-aslu sababi. هنا بيان آخر لتقدم الأصل السببي على المسبب. The same thing, but we say it in another way. If you remember in Mabadi Usul al-Fiqh, we had this. We said we have dalil ijtihadi, dalil fiqahati. Dalil ijtihadi is something that helps us to understand hukm waqi'i. Dalil fiqahati helps us to understand hukm al-zahiri, like usul amaliyya. So, the second way of explaining why we give preference to asl al-sababi is that when you apply, for example, istishab of tahara, then this water becomes tahir. Then we have a hukm which is proved by dalil ijtihadi, and that is a najas clothes can be washed with tahir water. This is not usul amali. This is something that is hukm waqi'i and it's known through dalil ijtihadi. So what he wants to say is that by implementing istishab in sabab, then the next one would be no longer where you need asla amali. Asla amali is for only proving the tahara of water. But then for tahara of the clothes, there is no asla amali. Just you know that something which is tahir can be used to wash najas. هناك بيان آخر لتقدم الأصل السببي على المسبب. There is another account why أصل السببي is preferred over مسببي. وهو أن الأصل السببي ينقح موضوع الدليل الاجتهادي. أصل السببي ينقح. ينقح means prepares and makes it ready, sets it up. What is the subject for dalil ijtihadi? Dalil ijtihadi, we said it's the source from which we understand hukm waqi. Any najis subject which is washed by clean water becomes tahir. Okay, of course, ritual washing. There's a special way of washing. So this one is dalil ijtihadi. It has nothing to do with doubt. You don't see any doubt here. Any najis clothes which is washed with clean water will become tahir. This is not asla amali. And then dalil is not dalil fiqhati, it's dalil ijtihadi. لأن استصحاب طهارة الماء يثبت موضوعا. When you apply istishab for cleanliness of water, it establishes a subject. What is that subject? هو أن هذا الماء طاهر. This water is clean. Okay, this is one side. On the other side, we have dalil ijtihadi, which has nothing to do about doubt. أن كل نجس غسل بماء طاهر فهو طاهر. Every najis which is washed ritually with clean water becomes clean. So you have suqra and kubra. Suqra, that this is clean water, is proved by istishab. But kubra, that everything which is najis when it is washed with clean water becomes tahir, this is kubra. So no doubt remains about cleanliness of the clothes and removal of its najasa. Yes.
Two questions. If this is now two levels. If we assume a situation where we have more than two levels, 3, 4, 5 levels, for example, where one istishab leads to the second, and the second leads to the third, and the third leads to the fourth. So in all of these cases, can we then say that istishab actually is only in the first instance, and the rest are optional?
Yeah, always in the one which is more underlying.
Okay. So it doesn't matter how many levels. It's just we have to look at the order.
Yeah.
And, the second question, of course, about this is if the water, if we reverse the situation, the water was najis, and now we have doubt if it is qur or not, and the cloth was actually tahir, and then there was contact, so then we assume it's ishab of water, so we assume it's still najis, and now we assume we take practically the najasa of the cloth.
Yes.
So can we have the example for the first one, as brother said that if we have more cases?
Yeah. So for example, this dress, now you have, for example, wiped your hand with it.
Oh.
What about your hand? We say the doubt about hand is because of the doubt in the clothes. The doubt in the clothes is because doubt in the water. So if you clarify the issue about water, then you know what's the case about the clothes, then you know what's the case about your hand.
Thank you.
Yeah. The fifth and final point. التنبيه الخامس تقدم الاستصحاب على سائر الأصول. Point 4 was about two types of istishab. One is sababi, another is musabbabi. The fifth is, suppose there is a case you don't know whether you should do bara'a or istishab, ihtiyat or istishab, takhyir or istishab, because we have 4 usul. Yeah, istishab plus bara'a, ihtiyat, takhyir. There are 3 more. What should we do if there is a conflict? For example, كل شيء لك حلال حتى تعرف أنه حرام. But if the previous condition is known to be haram, for example, something was haram, now you don't know whether there has been istihala or not. Something was like gelatin from animal, for example, it was haram. You don't know whether it has become, now after the process has become istihala or not. Now, can you refer to this product and do asalatul bara'ah? We say no. Because we have here istishab of hurma of gelatin. And that istishab is given preference over bara'ah. كل شيء لك حلال حتى تعرف أنه حرام. تعرف أنه حرام. One of the ways to تعرف أنه حرام is استصحاب. Okay? So, or كل شيء لك طاهر حتى تعرف أنه نجس. Okay, if it was known to be طاهر, then we bring it to the current case. We don't need bara'ah. And if we knew it was najis, again we bring it. So as long as there is istishab, bara'ah will not be applied. The same is with ihtiyat or takhir. يقدم الاستصحاب على سائر الأصول. Istishab will be preferred over other principles. لأن التعبد ببقاء اليقين السابق وجعله حجة في الآن اللاحق يوجب ارتفاع موضوعات الأصول. Why istishab is given preference over other practical principles? Because if you assume ta'abbud means as an act of obedience, we assume. We cannot say definitely this is the case in reality. This is ta'abbudi, means as a religious act of obedience we do that. If we assume that the previous condition is continuing and in the second time it is hujjah, this leads to يوجب ارتفاع موضوعات الأصول. There would be no subject left for other usul. For bara, ihtiyat, takhir, no subject will remain. Or you can say, O husulu qayataha. You can say either no subject remains or the qaya will be established. Who knows what does it mean qaya will be established? No. It means you say كل شيء لك حلال حتى تعرف. This حتى تعرف has happened. This حتى is غاية. You say unless you know. We say we know because we have istisab. Now let's explain this with respect to each of them. أن موضوع البراءة العقلية. You know, we can have bara'at al-shar'i, we can have bara'at al-aqli. Bara'at al-shar'i is based on Quran and Hadith. Bara'at al-aqli is based on qubh al-iqab bila bayan, which is a rational rule, rational principle. Qubh al-iqab bila bayan. It's immoral to punish without explanation. موضوع البراءة العقلية هو عدم البيان. The subject for rational exemption is lack of explanation. Explanation. فإذا كان الشيء مستصحب الحرمة أو الوجوب means مستصحب الوجوب. When something, its previous condition was wujub or hurma and now we have brought it to the current situation, فالأمر بالتعبد بإبقاء اليقين السابق. The fact that Shara said, لا تنقض اليقين بالشك, bring the previous condition which was certainly known to the current situation, this is bayan. You cannot say, I didn't have any bayan. Shara says, I told you, لا تنقض اليقين بالشك. You have to assume that the same thing is continuing. فلا يبقى موضوع للبراءة العقلية. So no subject remains for that. Because براءة عقلية was based on what? Adamul Bayan. Can we say we have Adamul Bayan here? No. We have Bayan. Is it clear? What is Bayan?
Evidence.
The command of Shari that you should do istishab. This is enough. This tells you what you do. You cannot say I didn't know. Shari said, I told you. استصحاب لا تنقض اليقين بالشك وانقضه بيقين آخر. What about براءة الشرعي? Of course, براءة الشرعي and براءة العقلي are not two separate principles. It's principle of براءة, but two different reference. You can prove it rationally or based on the text. أن موضوع البراءة الشرعية هو ما لا يعلمون. رفع عن أمتي 9. One of them was ما لا يعلمون, what they don't know. And we mean by knowledge having religious proof, حجة شرعي. Do you have حجة شرعي? Something that Shara is endorsing as a reason, as a dalil. الاستصحاب كما قررناه حجة شرعية. Istisab is a religious proof to establish بقاء الوجوب, that the previous condition of wujub remains, of it was hurma remains in the coming time. في الأزمنة اللاحقة means in the coming time, in the second time. فيرتفع موضوع البراءة الشرعية. So we have no subject for براءة الشرعية, because براءة الشرعية as a subject has what? Lack of knowing, lack of knowledge. ما لا يعلمون حتى تعلم. What about تخيير? تخيير is when there is completely equal sides and you cannot give any preference to each of them, totally equal. Here, one side is stronger because it is halat sabiqa, it has the previous condition which was known certainly, and you do istishab. أن موضوع التخيير هو تساوي الطرفين من حيث الاحتمال. The subject for applying takhir is when two sides are equal in probability. Yeah? Al-ihtimal means probability. They are equal in probability. While here, al-istishabu bihukm al-shar' hadimun lidhalika at-tasabi. But istishab damages equality. The side which is known to be in the past the case, that side is much, much stronger than the other side. Istishab gives more weight to that side. What about ishtighal? Ishtighal is when you know there is taklif and you are worried that if I don't do it in this way, I might be punished. You have to make sure that taklif is taken care of. We say here with istishab you can establish what is the case. أن موضوع الاشتغال هو احتمال العقاب في الفعل أو الترك. Ishtighal is when there is a chance, likelihood of being punished in doing or not doing. Sometimes doing is a problem, sometimes not doing is a problem. Depends on your doubt. Is it doubt in hurma? Is it doubt in wujub? Whatever. But al-istishab bima annahu hujjatun shar'iyyah mu'amminatun. Mu'amminatun. What does it mean, mu'ammina? Means gives you security, ta'min. Give you aman, give you peace of mind. Istishab protects you with respect to iqab, punishment. So with istishab, you don't need to worry. If you know the previous condition for sure, do istishab and don't worry about punishment, because you have acted in the way that Shari is pleased with. فالاستصحاب بالنسبة إلى هذه الأصول رافع لموضوعها. Istishab with respect to these four usul, if it is istishab and istishab, we discussed it in point 4. We said sababi is given preference over musabbabi. If it is istishab, the other three, then istishab is muqaddam. And this is why, if you remember, we used to say like this. We say when you don't know hukm waqi'i, either you know halat al-sabiqah or you don't know. If you know, istisab. If you don't know, either you know there is taklif or you don't know. If you don't know, it's bara'ah. If you know there is taklif, either you can do ihtiyat or not. If you can do ihtiyat, it's ishtighal and ihtiyat. If you cannot do, takhir. Remember? So the first thing was, if you know previous condition, you go for it. وربما يكون الاستصحاب موجبا لحصول غاية الأصل. Istisab also can be the reason for saying that the غاية, the end has actualized. For example, in أصالة الطهارة والحلية means أصالة الطهارة وأصالة الحلية. We say كل شيء طاهر حتى تعلم أنه قذر. What is غاية here? حتى تعلم أنه قذر. Till you know that it is dirty. Or كل شيء حلال حتى تعلم أنه حرام. غاية is حتى تعلم أنه حرام. So this غاية is علم, is معرفة, knowing, till you know. And it means till you have hujjah. In Sharia, knowing means to have hujjah. You don't need to be able to say, I swear by God. It's enough to have hujjah. Al-murad minhu huwa al-hujjah. We mean by ilm to have hujjah. Al-istishabu hujjatun. Istishab is also hujjah. وَمَعَ جَرَيَانِهِ تَحْصُلُ الْغَايَةِ. With implementing istishab, that غاية تعلم, ta'rif is established. And therefore, there is no majal, there is no space for doing the istishab, doing the bara'ah. لا يبقى للقاعدة قاعدة البراءة مجال. Because it's saying, if you are in doubt, you assume that there is no hurmah, and this continues till you have hujjah. Istisab is giving you hujjah. تم الكلام في الأصول العملية ويليه البحث في تعارض الأدلة الشرعية إن شاء الله والحمد لله رب العالمين. So, Alhamdulillah, we finished istishab. Now, inshallah, we can start with ta'aruz after a short break.
This haliyata means, is this halal or haliyata?